I shot video all this morning, had a great video I was really excited about, got all the footage onto Final Cut and started playing with it and realized that this is garbage. So a little bit of a learning curve with the new shop. I didn't have things set up right. And so I thought, you know what, I want to talk about something that kind of pertains to manly manners today in response to a comment that I received yesterday. Now, I don't want to call anyone out and make anyone feel uncomfortable. I'm not going to give any names or even tell what platform that this came in on, because I don't think that this person meant it in a sinister way. I think it's something that we do. I know it's something that we do that is, well, I'll call treason in the family. Do you know that you can be guilty of committing treason within the confines of your own home and your own family? When you look at treason in the past, how it was dealt with. I read a lot of British history, and they didn't stand for treason. It was punishable by death, and worse, torture than death, drawn and quartering, all those things. The U.S. militaries throughout the ages have realized how dangerous treason is, because what it is it's someone that is more dangerous than the enemy because they have inside information. They know your vulnerabilities, they know where your weak points are, they know what your plans are, and one person can undermine an entire army. That's why it's frowned upon and dealt with so severely. The comment that came in yesterday was, I'm going off of memory here, but it was something to the effect that when I had surprised Mrs. W by putting those pine cone lights up, a woman came in and said, I hope she likes it. My husband has, I'm paraphrasing here, my husband has attempted to surprise me by picking out things that he thought that I would like. And basically what she said was that he had failed at it, and that that was not something that was good at him, implying that she always picks out the right thing, always knows what to do, and her poor husband, even though he means well, he often fails at that. And I responded to basically saying, you know, it would be nice to, rather than tearing your husband down, perhaps you should be lifting him up. And I don't know if she responded or not. And what I mean by that is one of the things that Mrs. W and I, one of our cardinal rules in our relationship, and we've always adhered to this, is that we will never, ever commit treason in our family. You will not ever meet anyone that I've spoken with when Mrs. W and I were apart, that will tell you that I've said anything negative about my wife. And there may or may not be things, but you won't know what they are, because that's something that is so personal that I would never, ever betray her trust. I would never commit treason by making her look bad, using my inside information that I have by living with her as long as I have, day in and day out, sharing a bed with her. I have I know everything about her, and likewise she knows everything about me. And nor will you meet anyone that she has come in contact with that could tell you that she's ever ran me down, even in jest, or said anything negative about me. Actually, both of us just the opposite. When the topic of her or comes up, or me comes up, we do everything in our power to lift that person up, to portray them in the best possible light, to edify them, and to show our tremendous respect and admiration for each other. Watch and see. Watch and see when you get around a group of people, and oftentimes how it will be done is in jest. You'll be sitting around talking, and the husband will say something that's derogatory about his wife, some failing that she may have that only he would know, and he airs it publicly, and he passes it off like it's not important or it doesn't mean anything, because it was just a joke, while she's sitting there next to you dying inside. You're destroying your relationship. You're destroying your ability to bond with this woman. You've broken trust with her. And there's nothing short of an affair. There's nothing worse than you can do with that. And be careful with that. That is one of the most dangerous things you can do, and it's something that we do thinking, oh, it's just funny. Oh, it's just a joke, but you're killing your wife. You're killing your husband by doing that. To go publicly onto a forum like this with so many people, of my comment section, and to run your husband down, and I don't think that you were intentionally trying to be cruel or anything. I just think you didn't think about it. And I think a lot of people don't think about it and how hurtful that is. I thought about it, and the moment I saw that, it made me feel sorry for that man, that he has a woman that is not bragging about him, lifting him up, encouraging, giving him encouragement, but airing something about him that she has deemed is inadequacy, him not having good taste for picking out items in their house. I'll tell you what, guys, I am just now at the age, I turned 51 this year, I'm just now at the age where when I was 20 and 30, I really used to think I was really smart, really used to think that I had it all figured out. And what I have figured out is that I think that it is impossible to have a happy, contented life without the support and a woman walking shoulder to shoulder with you. I don't think it's possible. I know there's going to be outliers. I know there's going to be people that disagree, and I know there's a lot of people that have been hurt and have had bad experiences with husbands and with wives, and that can make you jaded. That's why it's so important to choose the right one. But I can tell you, looking back now, taking my pride and my ego and setting it aside and seeing things as they truly are, I wouldn't be enjoying the success that I'm enjoying if it wasn't for Mrs. W. And I'll say that 100%. You know, when God, I lost the light there. When God talks about being equally yoked or unequally yoked, and the importance of choosing someone that will share your values and share your desires and your passions, that's not just idealistic nonsense. That is a recipe for success. I have looked at couples that were not on the same page, that were not going in the same direction, that we're not lifting one another up, that we're not supporting one another, that we're not supporting dreams. And the analogy that I always give is the woman is rowing, and they're sitting side by side in a rowboat, and the woman's rowing forward and the man's rowing backwards, and they want to go to the north, but all they do is go around in circles. It is imperative to find a good woman, to bring her into your plans, and to show her respect, and you will get respect back. And what you can achieve will be tenfold. I'll even go so far as to say, even if a guy say, okay, I'm going to just focus on my career. I'm not going to be bogging down my time with raising children. I'm just going to focus on building a business, making money, building that career, whatever it is. You may race ahead for a while, but after a while, you can only go so far because you're only 50%. It's like going into a prize fight with one arm against a man with two arms. Yeah, you might get a good punch and might even get a couple, and you might even break the guy's nose, but you're putting yourself at such a disadvantage that the chance of you coming out victorious at the end is very, very slim. And the same thing goes with not pairing up with a good woman. Having her by your side and compensating for all of those things that you lack in. You may think you have it all figured out. You may be very good at a particular thing or have a great skill set. But I've seen many a guy that were fantastic carpenters and amazing builders and mechanics that failed because they didn't have the aptitude for the bookkeeping side of it. Or I'm just giving examples. What you'll find is when you pair yourself with a woman, you know, God created man and woman, and the two will become one flesh. The reason why he says that they'll become one flesh is because you're only half complete without one. It almost seems to me, and I don't have a scripture for this, but it seems to me that man is made in the image of God, and without the man and the woman together in a marriage, in a partnership like that, those two things together is what makes this one person in the image of God. That's why it says they'll become the two will come together and they'll become one flesh. I'm more and more convinced about this when I look back at my life and I look at the mistakes that I've made and look at the bad decisions that I've made and all of the things that would have brought me to ruin. Had I not had Mrs. W next to me to rein that in a little bit, I would have went off a cliff many times. It's like she's going along behind me, keeping me on the straight and narrow path. But I'm not going to give her all the credit. It's that spark, it's that passion, it's that fire, it's that throwing caution to the wind attitude that is instinctive in men that also drags the woman along, right? Because they will oftentimes not take those chances, and they'll get comfortable, and they'll not go up to the next level. They'll not take a risk, buy that piece of land, move to this remote location, try something completely new, throw it all away and start over again. Men, it's easy for us to do. It's not so easy for women. So when you combine those two, that spark, that aggressiveness, that willing to take risks, and you partner that with the good sense of a woman and the prudence and to make sure that the bills are paid and we don't overextend all that, that's how you become successful. That's how you become complete, and that's how you have a happy life.